Until there's a public accounting of what happens in the case of a police-involved death, there will always be doubt and there will always be distrust.
The bill would require an independent investigation of an officer-involved death by at least 2 investigators with experience in conducting complex criminal inquiries. Those investigators must be employed by a local, state, or federal law enforcement agency located outside of Montgomery County.
We need to say with a strong voice that independent police investigations and independent prosecutions are a priority for us.
Justice for Robert White! Justice for Robert White!
The impetus for the Law Enforcement Trust and Transparency Bill comes after the death of Silver Spring resident Robert White, who was shot dead by a county police officer last June. The investigation into White's death was conducted by county police officers and then forwarded to the Howard County State's Attorney, who decided not to press charges. Montgomery County Police Chief Tom Manger says he is in favor of an independent investigation, but has some concerns about oversight and some of the bill's legalities.
None of us, and I think that Mr. Giwanda would agree with me, none of us want a deficient investigation, something less than what we get now. We want the best investigation that can be done, so if my intent is try and get us there and give this the investigation itself as much independent review, as much independence and oversight as we can possibly get without diminishing the effectiveness and the professionalism and the accuracy of the investigation itself.
Councilmember Giwanda says overall the county police department conducts itself with professionalism.
Montgomery County has a great police department. Our police officers are professional, they're dedicated, and highly trained.
But the limited information during the Robert White investigation left many unanswered questions.
And Montgomery County leads in a lot of areas. We've done it in other legislation that years later is adopted by the state or considered by the state. And it's important to point out that all of the logistical issues that were mentioned by the chief would be in place even if you had a statewide entity doing it. Figuring out who deploys to the scene, who's responsible for what, who's the lead investigator. All those things are issues that would have to be figured out in any scenario, whether it's a state or a county to county. And so I think we need to move forward.
It puts us in a little bit of a concern. There's a concern that in Montgomery County, that since we're dealing with asking an outside agency, Montgomery County doesn't have the authority to say, other county, please help us out. We'll help you out. You help us out. So that's another concern. And then there's budgetary and all those things that need to be worked out.
Currently, Illinois, Utah, and Wisconsin require outside investigations in cases involving the use of force by an officer. The council's Public Safety Committee will continue with its discussion on the bill before it's brought before the council.
So I'm hopeful that, again, that independence and transparency will lead to more citizen involvement, and we can find more formal ways to get them involved down the line.
In Rockville, I'm Susan Kenedy for County Report This Week.